Hello, welcome to today's episode. And today we are talking about what is going on inside your brain. So, the last few weeks, I've been in a slightly kind of negative little brain spiral, having some imposter syndrome. Who am I to be doing this? Who am I to be, all of the different things that I'm working on right now, which you will probably find out soon enough. But it has led me to really start to analyze the types of things that are going through my mind in terms of my own thoughts, my own self talk, and the things that I'm kind of noticing and maybe judging about other people. And in looking back on season 2 and our episode with Nikki Jones, there was actually a really great little comment in there that we were discussing gratitude. And when we start to be grateful for things, we start to notice more things that we should be grateful for, or we start to see things outside of ourselves that trigger more things about kind of what we're thinking about. And as great as that can be for the positive side of things, it also can be the same for negative because, as Nikki says, our brain is biased. And so if we're really thinking about something, we're going to see more of it. This can be in any sense of the word. If you're trying to get pregnant, for example, you are going to start seeing pregnant women everywhere. If you really, really want to buy a red car, you're going to start seeing red cars everywhere. It's just because your brain has this thought at the forefront. And so external circumstances and stimulations that match that, your brain automatically kind of goes towards that. So you might be like, that is so crazy. I've been really wanting to buy this red car and I'm seeing red cars everywhere. It's like those red cars were already there before. You just weren't consciously noticing them because your brain wasn't kind of on this ticker of wanting a red car. So that's kind of the premise behind it. So when that's happening with negative thoughts or self-doubt or, negative self-talk, who am I to be doing this? I'm not smart enough. I'm not popular enough. I'm not whatever, fill in the blank. I'm not enough. So what that does is it triggers more proof, and I'm using air quotations, out in the world that reinforce the negative thoughts that you're having. So the way to turn that around is to start looking for proof of the opposite, to disprove your own negative thoughts. So if you're having thoughts that you are not smart enough, well, start to look at other people that are doing whatever it is you want to be doing, whatever it is you're feeling the imposter syndrome about or the negative self-talk about. Start to do a little comparison, and not in a judgy, bad, negative way, but start to say, well, if they can do it, I can do it. They are proof. Use them as proof that you also can achieve. If somebody out there on earth has done it, then you can do it too. And it really just comes down to getting past that kind of focus that you're having on that negative thought and moving it to a place where you can start to see the roadway out of there by showing yourself that there is proof somewhere in the world that what you want to achieve is possible. So that is something very important. When we are kind of in that space where we are spiraling or feeling really crappy, one thing that I find helpful is not trying to get out of it right away. My friend and I were talking about this the other day, and it is important sometimes to sit within those uncomfortable feelings and to not try to solve everything right away. Just sit in it and understand that it's uncomfortable and just kind of feel that for a little bit. Feel what it feels like to be uncomfortable so that when you get to a point where you're feeling a little bit more like you're ready to do something about it, you're ready to take action, you can really kind of use that as a leverage point. Try to imagine it like your negative thoughts are quicksand. And the more that you panic and thrash and try to get away from them, the quicker you're going to kind of submerge yourself. If you just allow yourself to float and understand where you're at and assess what you're feeling, it will kind of allow you to categorize what those thoughts are so that you're able to flip them on their head and find the evidence that you need in order to turn that thought around. I hope that visual makes sense. So the more that you are panicking to get away from the negative thoughts, the quicker they're going to drown you. The more you sit quiet with them and allow them to present themselves so you can see them for what they are and not be circling and spiraling on each one, then you're able to kind of take each one individually and address it and flip it on its head, and then find the evidence where you can move past that and find in the world around you things that disprove that negative thought and therefore prove the positive side of that thought. Going back to our episode with Nikki, she's talking specifically about gratitude And when you become grateful for things, you start to notice other things that you're grateful for. And this works, as I mentioned before, for negative things and for positive things. But gratitude is such a strong driver of happiness and joy that I would recommend that be the thing that you kind of hold on to as your beacon. So, with all of the crap that is going on in the world right now, I think that those of us who are fortunate enough not to be in an area where we're in danger have so much to be grateful for, just with waking up and being safe and going to bed and feeling safe and knowing that our kids are safe. And the more that we can recognize those things in our life that we're grateful for, the more that we will start to recognize more and more things in our life that we're grateful for and pay less attention to the things that we are ungrateful for or not, 100% happy with. So I'm going to drop our gratitude journal here again. That was available for download very early in the podcast, but I will put the link here again for you to download it if you want. It's really easy and it just gives you simple prompts to look back on your day and feel grateful. So with Thanksgiving having just passed for us in Canada and for Thanksgiving coming up for those of you in the States, it's a great little tool. So give it a try. Okay, all the best. Don't drown in the quicksand of your negative thoughts. Just float. See you soon. Bye.